Hi, I'm Daniel Lucas, and welcome to Book 101 Review. Book 101 is all about the books that I read for the last 40 years. And today I have my special guest. He is the founder and CEO of Relief, no other than Mr. Jason Saltzman.
Hello.
Welcome to Book 101, Mr. Jason, and can you please introduce more about yourself?
Sure. My name is Jason Saltzman. I'm the founder and CEO of a company named Relief. I've been building my own businesses for the past 20 plus years. I've gone through all the trials and tribulations of raising capital, starting a business, failing, had a couple of successes, and I'm here and I'm happy to be speaking with you guys.
Mr. Jason Salzman, thank you so much for sharing your knowledge to the world. So let's talk about breaking the toxic debt cycle by creating innovation. What inspired you to focus on breaking the toxic debt cycle?
Well, America consumers in America, middle America is screwed right now. The average American, 1 in 3 people are behind on their bills. There's been little to no innovation when it comes to consumer debt. I was exposed to the issue years ago. My first business was a debt relief company. I've grown several businesses since then, but it's stuck with me because there really hasn't been a solution that meets the time of what people need. That meets exactly what people need. And like most entrepreneurs, we're very curious people. We walk into things and we start to think, how can I make this better? How would I do this better? And throughout my career, I've been exposed to several internet entrepreneurs that have built mobile applications that have changed the way we do business, the way the world works. And being exposed to that was inspiration for me to think about what could be done in the debt relief space that's not being done right now, that's completely different. And that really motivated me to get into the space.
How would you define toxic debt in the context of your industry or community?
So in general, there are two different types of debt. There's good debt and there's toxic debt. Good debt you'd put, into a general category of, let's say, your mortgage. Let's say you take out business debt to start a business. Debt is something that most of us need to exist. When it comes to toxic debt, I'm talking about mostly predatory interest rates on things like personal loans and credit cards that are open and have compound interest on top of it that people use to buy things they can't afford because they don't have cash to pay for things. And not only that, they're paying for things on a credit card that they can't afford. They're making minimum payments when they max out, and the interest rate compounds monthly. And in some cases, even more than that with finance charges on top of that. So those are the two different forms of debt in general. The toxic debt is crippling America. People are becoming slaves to this type of debt as they're working 1 to 3 jobs to just keep up with their lifestyle. And when they're making minimum payments on these credit cards, which are exorbitant, they're not getting anywhere. They're not cutting into the balance. They're not seeing the balance go down. So they're taking their hard-working dollars that they're spending their life making, and they're putting it towards things that never go away and evaporate into the form of interest payments. And that goes to bank profits. And that's a reason why there's a bank on every corner. There's a bank across the street from another bank. And they have beautiful buildings with beautiful furniture, because all these high interest predatory rates that are basically vapor out of nothing are on one side imprisoning people into these lifestyles, on the other side making the banking system rich. And to me is a fundamental problem that is extremely complex, but the solutions to get out of debt are fairly simple in nature if they're delivered simply.
Mr. Jason, why do you think traditional solutions to debt have failed to break this cycle?
For the most part, I think there's a lot of greed associated with taking advantage of vulnerable people. You know, people that are falling behind on their bills and people that have fell behind on their bills are very nervous. They're likely to try anything because they sort of live in this very anxiety fueled world where they're most of the time keeping this a secret from their friends and family, and they're just looking for help in whatever form that is. And that makes for a very, very vulnerable person. And the companies that exist today, many of them, not all, there are some great ones that are out there that provide services to help people. They charge exorbitant fees. But on top of these fees, they also don't really do a great job. And they're not really helping people. And they're not using the latest technology to be able to work these things out because they're making so much money. You're talking about billions of dollars that are being funneled into this industry. That why change? If it's working, that's just the way most of them. I've spoken to many of these companies, and that's most of how they've seen it. Now, on the other side of things, the credit card companies are the worst in this regard. There's little to no financial education in all of our school systems, right? When it comes
Yes.
to private school, the best schools in the world, and public schools, you learn how to dissect a frog, but you don't learn how to use a credit card, right? One of the most fundamental things that you're going to do, right, that is left out of the educational system for the most part. And once you turn 18, they come at you in all different forms. They put their TV commercials up telling you how great the this is a priceless lifestyle, right? And then on the other side, they set up booths at every event you go through. There's a credit card company trying to, give you some gift for applying for a credit card. And they send it to you in the mail like it's a golden gift to you, but it's got handcuffs. And that handcuff is compounded interest. And it's not explained to anybody. The fine print on a credit card is the smallest print you'll see in your life. Daniel, have you ever read a contract that you're signing with a credit card company in its entirety?
Mm, no,
Nobody has.
nobody else. Yes.
And they take advantage of that. So there you have it.
So, Mr. Jason, let's talk about the exploring the innovation. Can you describe this innovative solution your team has created to tackle this problem?
So we say words like innovation and groundbreaking technology. These are all great buzzwords, but really we're just a bunch of people that care, right? And if you could put up, that's my personal website. If you could put up on the screen, does the audience see that screen, Daniel?
Yes, yes.
Can you put up the relief.app?
Relieve that up. Okay.
Yeah,
It is
put
on the
that up
bottom.
for a second. Yeah.
Just give it a minute.
So to answer your
Which,
question,
yes.
yes, it's clever. And what we've done makes a lot of sense. I think if you click under the relief logo,
Here we go.
learn more. Yeah, right there. No, so that's a Forbes article. Can you go to a website? Can you go to a URL?
Sure. Just
Yeah,
give it
it's just relief.app.
relieve that
Unless you
up.
want to sell
Okay.
subscriptions to Forbes.
Relieve that up.
So,
Okay. While you
yeah,
are
so
answering my question.
yeah, so in reality, what we've done is very clever, and it took a lot of work, but it took a bunch of people that cared. We have great mission and vision. We feel like if we nail this problem right, we can help millions of people. We're already seeing tens of thousands of people that are coming to us every day and thanking us They're saving so much money. The average consumer that uses the app that we can help is saving up to 50% of their total debt. And we save people up to 70% of their total debt. And the way that we've done it is we've completely automated this for every consumer. So if right now the app is helping people that fell behind on their bills. And right now, if you go into collections, which is called when you fall, let's call it 60 to 90 days behind on your bills. Can you put up the website?
Yes.
Awesome.
Oh, just give me a minute.
Relief.app. Yeah.
Relieve that app.
So, yeah. So,
Wait, I'm
so
still looking for it.
yeah, it's
Relieve that.
www.relief.app.
Relieve that app.com or not? Just do
No,
like
just
that.
.app. Yeah, you got it. Relief.app.
Okay.
So right now, so when you fall behind on your bills right now, it's very there's a lot that happens. Number one, 9 times out of 10, your debt is sold to a third party collection agency. What that collection agency will do is they'll call you, they'll write you letters. Some of these letters could be very scary. And for you to mitigate this situation, for you to get out of this situation, you would have to call them, you'd have to negotiate, you'd have to call a legal team. There's so many things you have to go through. So what we've done is we put all that in an app. So you don't have to speak to any letter. You don't have to write back to any letter. You don't have to pick up your phone and make any phone calls whatsoever. The solution is all in app. So you put in a little bit of your information. The app will provide an estimate of what it could potentially do for you. And then you activate it. You submit through the app for us to negotiate your balance down directly with the creditor. In the back end, we've completely automated that process so we can get back to the consumer as soon as humanly possible and get them the deal. So without speaking to anybody, without having to go through the frustration of getting yelled at or however way their tactics are, where they speak to consumers, you just do it in app, pick up the phone, it's all automated for you. And that we've done. It's innovative, it's new, but mostly it's clever because we care, right? Because we're
Yes.
thinking long term. We want to build a very big business that can help millions of people and not just think about that one person and get as much money out of that person as humanly possible. That's typical for the way the industry works today. And we're mitigating that through the app.
Certainly. Yeah.
There we go.
And here we go. Sorry for the late upload for your app, but what sets your innovation apart from existing financial solutions or models?
So what you find is there's a lot of budgeting apps. There's a lot of apps that can like suggest things for you to do. Our app actually does it. So there's no other app that negotiates debt. Our app is the first app that does it. So it goes through and does everything for you. So it gets you a solution. It's not just theory, it's not just budgeting. If you're falling behind or you're behind on your bills and you're in collections, you need to download this app. It is a seamless way of getting a negotiation done and getting the best price for you to pay off your debt that's behind. Now, in the back end, we're also building new features that helps people that aren't in collections, that are in pre-collections, that are just starting to fall behind on their bills, and we're launching a module for student loan debt as well.
These are totally free, Mr. Jason.
To find out what the app could potentially do for you, it is absolutely free, but it is a for-profit business, so we do charge a fee if we get you a savings. The app
Hmm.
will only charge you if it works. If it does not work, you are charged zero.
Awesome. Interesting indeed. So let's talk about the impact and implementation. Have you seen measurable success with your innovation?
Well, so we launched a little over 9 months ago. We have 140,000 users that represent over $6 billion of debt enrolled into the platform. We're only able to help a fraction of the people right now because the app is brand new. We've been able to save people up to 70% of their total debt, and the average user is saving 50%. It's only working right now for people that are in collections. This isn't just to save money. This is for people that are more than 60 days past due and the debt has been charged off, right? So we're seeing, not only are we seeing a ton of people that are want to use the app, we're experiencing great traction in terms of helping people, which fuels my team every day, fuels the team every day. I mean, we're helping families save money. You know what? It's one thing to have a good business. It's another thing to have a good business that actually helps people.
Totally agree with you, Mr. Jason. What challenges did you face while developing and launching your solution?
Everything. I mean, it's new, so it's gonna every we hit walls wherever we went. We developed systems that were too bulky. We internally ran into problems just getting the right people, getting the right culture. We had to get a ton of funding. That poses its own set of challenges to get funding for your business before you can actually make a dollar. This is a venture backed company. So that was a challenge. And every day we face new challenges. You know, it's really hard to build something from nothing. It's one of the hardest things in the world to do. So some days are the best days we've ever had, followed by the worst days we've ever had. That's sort of like on par with startup life.
So, Mr. Jason, as the CEO and founder of Relief, what will be your short term and long term goals?
Well, short term, we're looking right in front of our face for people that are behind on their debt, right? And along with that is a little bit longer, which is helping with different features. But ultimately, our mission is to help everybody that faces financial anxiety to find out what type of relief is out there for them through the app.
Certainly, and good luck to your goals, Mr. Jason, and looking for some more success. In your opinion, what is the future of debt management in the next 5 to 10 years?
All digital. No phones, no negotiating, no looking at call centers across the world. It's all digital. It's all instant. It's all the answers could be done through AI. All the information is available at a push of a button, and the solutions are right then there after that.
What advice would you give to aspiring founders who want to create solutions in this space?
Well, buckle up. It's going to be a bumpy ride. Definitely surround yourself around people that know the industry, but also surround yourself around people that don't, that think outside the box, that break down boundaries and existing rules so you can get to a new innovative solution. But ultimately, you know, it's going to take a really long time. I mean, we've been at this for 4 years now, and we just launched to the public because of all the licensing and testing that we had to do. So make sure you, before you think it's just a great idea, make sure you validate it as much as possible, surround yourself around the right people, and buckle up because it's definitively going to be a bumpy ride.
Totally agree with you, Mr. Jason. So, how can governments or policymakers support innovation aimed at breaking the debt cycle?
Well, there's a systemic answer to that question that's rooted in just startups in general. I think the barrier to entry to selling your business or going public has to be more friendly. I feel like over the last, call it 5 years, M&A transactions are slowed down due to government regulations, and also going public has been highly scrutinized by government organizations, making it very difficult to do so. I think that those things open up, you know, build more traction in venture capital, which fuels these type of businesses. So that's specific to startups and high growth internet based digital businesses. I think that on the other side of the coin, when it comes to debt, I think banking, uh, it's not that banking needs more regulation. It just needs more transparency. right? I think that as consumers, we need more guidelines to see things more clear and have a clearer understanding of how different financial instruments will affect our lives long term. I mean, never before have you seen such a display of increase of debt when it comes to everyday purchases. I mean, Klarna just announced a massive deal with, Instacart or one of these, like, grocery applications a few weeks ago to such fanfare. I would pose that to be uh, toxic for our society, that you have to put your grocery bills on a credit card or a buy now, pay later program. I mean, even the news that just came out yesterday, 60% of the tickets for Coachella were purchased on buy now, pay later, posing a real problem both on everyday goods and luxury items, right? Like we're you should just know what the cost of the decisions you're making today by putting them on a credit card will cost you in the future. That has to be more clear.
Mr. Jason, how do you measure long term success beyond financial metrics?
Happiness.
Totally agree. Happiness, transparency is the key, people. So, Mr. Jason, before we wrap up our discussion for today, I'm inviting you to please do listen to my other podcast, people. Abstract Essay in its fifth season, Abstract Poetry in the second season, and of course, my Book 101 review in its fifth season, too, Comedy 101 in its second season, and Food 101 in its fifth season. Geography 101 in the third season, as well as my love letters and my baby podcast, Mental Health 101, and my movie 101 review in its third season, as well as my music 101. Please do listen wherever you listen your podcast. So, Mr. Jason, what legacy do you hope for innovation leaves for the next generation?
Well, for myself, hoping to help as many families as humanly possible live better lives.
Indeed, people better live and minimize your debt or totally free debt. Mr. Jason, thank you so much for sharing your knowledge to the world. And we are hoping for more and more innovation to come. So, can you please invite our listeners to support your release?
Absolutely.
So where they can find your innovation, mister?
Okay, so just go to relief.app. It's available in the App Store and the Google Play Store. Just look up Relief. It's one of the leading financial apps right now, in the Apple Store, in the App Store.
Yes, people, let's support Mr. Jason Saltzman, because if you support him, more and more and more innovation that helps the world. So, Mr. Jason, thank you so much for your time.
Happy to be here, Daniel.
Bodycon people, see you soon.